Math Minutes with John Mines, reviewing the skills you need to know for success in grade 12. Today's topic, 3 and 4 layered fractions. Something pretty simple, but there's a phrase here. If you can remember this phrase, flip the bottom guy and multiply, your life is going to become a little bit easier. Here on this first one, we have 1/2, and we're going to take this division by 3 and flip it to become times 1/3. You may know that 3 is the same as 3/1, so we flipped this bottom one and multiplied. The answer became 1/6. Now, as you're aware, you could do that on your calculator. Problem is, you need to know the skill because this one can't be done on your calculator. Here we have 4/x. We don't do anything with 4/x, but we flip the bottom one, so x over y gets flipped to y/x. You flip the bottom guy, and multiply will become 4y/x². Again, your calculator is not going to be able to produce 4y/x². Here's another one. This time I'm going to flip the bottom guy and, well, actually, let's write down tangent first. I'm going to flip the bottom guy. This time I'm going to write the bottom one flipped in the front. So 3/2 is going to be written out here. I flipped 2/3 to 3/2. So one of your answers could be this. That could be a simplified answer. Depending on the situation, though, it might be helpful to remember that tangent is actually the same as sine over cosine. So this could also be written as 3/2 sine over cosine. In some situations, that might be what you need to know. Now, I use that one right here to introduce this next one. You've learned that tan theta is sine over cosine. So that's important to know. Well, here, this doesn't look like a 3 or 4 layered fraction, but if you recognize what you're dealing with, you actually have sine theta over tan, which we just talked about is the same as sine over cos. So down here in the bottom, we have sine theta over cos theta. And what does sine theta over cos theta turn into? Well, let's do what we've learned. We flip the bottom guy. So what do we do with the blue guy? Nothing. What do you do with sine over cos? Well, we flip the bottom. We flip the yellow one. Flip the yellow one. You may want to remember that this blue sign is really sine over 1. It's not written, but there's really a sine over 1 right in there. So now you can see that sine theta and sine theta will cancel, and you're left with cos theta, which is pretty significant result because this fraction up here that didn't even look like a 3 or 4 layered fraction was in disguise a 3 or 4 layered fraction, and your final answer then is cos theta. If you found this video useful, go ahead and subscribe in the top left, and then head on over to majohnminds.com to check out more videos and resources.